Welcome to episode 22. We had to refilm it,
We're back.
and I won't say whose fault it is. Just kidding, it's me. I have a cough drop in my
Surprise.
mouth right now because I decided to choke on water in the middle of our recording and thought I could recover. And I couldn't recover. I was
Didn't
in here
happen.
just hacking, crying, tears streaming down my face. Devin was cracking up. I just was talking and just choked. Somebody has my voodoo doll and is just he was going through his whole segment. I had to mute myself. I'm dying in the background. I was like, we have to film this again. Give me 10 minutes to collect myself.
Good
If
times.
you've ever swallowed down the wrong pipe, you know that
it takes a minute.
It takes a minute. I had to go find some random cough drop. I'm down so bad.
That's so was.
But I was like, we can't take another break. We already took a break last week.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. We weren't here
the
last
people
week.
Need us.
We took a little, it was Labor Day weekend. We took a little mental health reset, give our family some attention since we're
Wife's B-Day
on the go. And obviously shit happens, but we're back and a lot of shit happened this week. So we're just going to get right into it and hopefully I don't die while we're recording.
Knocks on wood.
But yes, Congress is back. It's September, so they're back from their over a month-long recess. And they walked into a looming government shutdown. Yes, if they don't pass a funding bill by the end of this month, we will enter a government shutdown October 1st. Now, I know you're all thinking, wait a minute, didn't we just do this? Is that what? I remember clearly Chuck Schumer yelling about that back in April. You're right. Yeah, during the whole big, beautiful bill fiasco, Chuck Schumer got up on the stand and was like, I'm going to vote for it and I'm making other people vote for it because we cannot have a government shutdown. That is the last thing this country needs. And so we're voting to move the bill forward. And everybody was all mad because we were like, we don't want you to comply. We need to be uncomfortable. We're okay with the government shutdown if it means this bill not passing. And he didn't fucking listen. But what he didn't tell us, which would have made us even more mad, is that it only helped us until this point. And he knew that. He knew we'd be right back here in September fighting for our lives to try to not have a shutdown again. So, yes, if they don't pass some sort of funding bill, which they would need 60 votes to pass, and as of right now, there is nothing. We haven't even scratched the surface of what they're going to do. And while this is happening, Trump is just pulling money, a little pocket recession, pulling millions of dollars in foreign aid out of the budget, out of that big, beautiful bill budget to use God knows where. Probably getting rid of things, throwing it out of the White House windows. I don't know. He's doing something with it. And so that doesn't make it any better because now $5 billion that was in that budget that was supposed to go to, democracy programs, peacekeeping, gone.
Fuck peace.
So we all know what will happen if there's a government shutdown, be like furloughs left and right. There'll be chaos at the Pentagon. There will be frozen federal services. It's not going to end well. So obviously we don't want that. But at the same time, are they going to pass some stupid funding bill that screws us? And we're just going to keep replaying the cycle until primaries where we can take back either the House, the Senate, or both. So this is all political theater. And Dems not standing on business back in April, apparently. So, Chuck, I need you to come to the front and explain what you're going to do to save us now.
Call Chuck now.
Yeah,
Yell at him now.
I should have had his phone number up on the screen.
Just call him now. I called him a cuck last time. Call him now.
Yeah, stupid. So yeah, we will keep you updated, obviously, as this goes on as to what's going to happen. This feels like it'll probably be a last minute scramble. We'll be back like the last week of September fighting for
Always.
our lives. So
Yeah.
yeah, that happened. And then we also had Florida doing its Florida thing. So Governor Ron DeSantis is quite literally making it his mission to be the biggest nuisance on this planet for the last moments that he has in office. And he's trying to get some stuff done before he goes. And one of that is rolling back vaccine mandates. So him and the general surgeon were talking about these vaccine mandates in the state and how they are compared to slavery, which I'm not even going to get into that because that's ridiculous. But I want to make note that they can't just like wave a magic wand and no more vaccine mandates, because most vaccines are written into state law that you are required to get the vaccine in order to go to school. So measles, mumps, polio, hepatitis B, those are all state law in Florida and everywhere. So in order to roll that back, they'd have to do that in a legislative session, which could be as early as January. Yeah. So the clock is ticking, and we can't just kind of wait around and hope that it doesn't work, because Florida is pretty much deep red state now. And if they get it into a legislative session, it is probably going to get rolled back. So it doesn't matter if you're living in Florida or not, because this is going to affect everyone. People travel to different states, and if Florida children are not getting vaccinated, that does not bode well for other states. So everybody needs to get loud and do what we always do, which is flood your reps, Senator, Governor DeSantis, let them know that this is ridiculous. Find their big donors, start reaching out to them and saying, hey, we will stop giving you business, big donors. Do all of that. But also make sure you're keeping your family safe. So if you're living in Florida, go to your child's pediatrician, make sure you're getting copies of all of your vaccine records, saying, fuck me up, fuck my child up. What can we give them? Is there anything that they need to be up to date on? And again, really just advocate for your children and make sure that you're keeping your own children safe. And this just sucks. It sucks that we're here. And this is all thanks to Governor Ron DeSantis making that stupid commission, state commission, Make America Healthy Again, which is running on RFK Jr., but this one pushes medical freedom and parental control. My body, my choice. Funny how it's my body, my choice when it comes to vaccines and not when it comes to women, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Not weird at all.
Of course, it's Florida. Every time some
Of course.
shit happens, it's Florida. And that's why I need to get on out of here.
Yeah, that's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough. That's enough. But you know what? You know what we haven't had enough of? Demanding the Epstein files. Because since Congress came back,
They thought a little break, we'd be like on to bigger, better things. Nothing happened.
Soon as they came back, hey, you guys got those files?
They were supposed to give us a bunch of distractions, and I think they forgot all of August to give us like these big distractions.
They're like, they'll just forget. They'll forget because, you know, the National Guard is there, you know, they're picking up trash, they're landscaping. They'll be so like, just their jaw will be dropped from that shit that they'll totally forget about the files. Psych. Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie said, hey guys, we're going to have a press conference outside of the Capitol with the survivors so they can tell their stories about what happened to them. One of which who actually implicated Trump, saying, hey, yeah, I remember Jeff having like a whole 8x11 on his desk of like them together, and he would always brag about like them being best friends. So like, yeah, that happened. They were trying to get a petition signed so that they could not have to deal with the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, so they could force a floor vote to release the files unredacted. They needed 218 signatures 212 Dems signed yes because all of them would say yes. Would have been fucking great if Dems didn't fucking die, because then we would have more, but whatever. 4 Republicans signed: Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace, Lauren Boebert.
Isn't that
Now,
crazy that it's
yes,
them 4?
the Looney Tunes. It's
literally
the
the Looney Tunes.
Because is the QAnon faction of MAGA that is like, yeah, we do need to see the files, because the cult experts say that the cult always has to have a mission. The mission that was given to them, the QAnon faction, was that we are going to get the files. There's going to be Democrats. We're going to drain the swamp. We're going to get rid of the deep state. The Democrats are pedophiles. They're keeping kids in cages under pizza shops, this, that, and the third. So this is why you have the crazies going, you know what? Fuck yeah. Let's flush out these Democrats. We need to believe survivors. Nancy Mace herself is a survivor of sexual assault. Now, the day before this press conference took place, the survivors were speaking to the House Oversight Committee. They were telling them their stories there. Nancy Mace stormed out. She made it about her. Everyone said she's just acting. I think it's a little bit of the acting. And also, yes, she is a survivor of sexual assault. She is a QAnon freak. So those two things are kind of like outweighing her piece of shitness inside of her, where she actually had like a moment of clarity and is like, yeah, okay, I most definitely need to sign off on this fucking petition because this is wild. Now, when
I will point out that this is the first time that Nancy has had to like stay there in front of victims while they talk about what happened to them. And that's a lot. That is a lot, because for the longest time they haven't had to like come to face to face with it. And now they do.
They never have to face these people.
Yeah. So I think that also like really set it in for her.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they got those 4. They needed 2 more. Now, when Daddy Trump caught wind of this, he said, hey, Republican Party, if any one of you motherfuckers sign off on that petition, I will consider it a hostile act against the GOP. Yeah, that's a totally normal thing an innocent person would do. Totally normal, right? So with all that nonsense, this is like in the span of like a day. Oh no, this is like less than 48 hours this happened. Also, as we're going back, when the survivors spoke to the oversight committee the previous day, Trump tried to have a distraction. The distraction was so that people wouldn't be focused on the survivors speaking to the oversight committee, and for us to also get proof of life and realize that he is not dead. So I consider that trolling, because I really wanted him to be dead. We thought he was dead because every like the 5 days leading up to Labor Day, he was silent. He wasn't posting on True Social. It was somebody else. There was punctuation. There was M dashes. Shit was weird. They were throwing shit out of the White House window, out of bags.
Nothing was adding up. Nothing.
And we were like,
even Aaron was like,
what the fuck is going on here? We were like, he's dead. We're like, he's dead. He's dead. It was so nice. It was so quiet. And something had to be up, because the world's most annoying narcissist wasn't talking. We were getting our outfits ready. People were screenshotting the playlist. They were like, I'm going to party. They were like, I'm going to lay out my outfit on the bed like the first day of school, like the night before. Like, we were ready. Oh my God. Every time I was reading an
bottles
update,
were coming out onto the counter.
Every time I read an update to my wife, she was like, "Why?" She's like, "Stop smiling so hard." And I was like, "What?"
Let me have this.
I was, let me fucking have this. The doctors on TikTok are saying it's not looking good.
The doctors really fed into it.
They were like, yeah, he had a stroke. He's probably been having strokes. And we were like, God is an awesome God. He reigns. So
I almost went to church.
listen,
You would never see me there, but I almost
might go back. Might go
might
back.
go back.
But so during that stupid fucking press conference, he had to distract from the House oversight meeting. The first one, he said he was moving Space Force from Colorado to Alabama to punish them for having mail-in voting. And just the fact that that was so stupid and like nonsensical, you're like, oh, okay, this is totally a distraction from what, like, this is, there's no point to this. There's no reason to watch this. Absolutely fucking not. So it gets crazier. 2 days ago, they're feeling the public pressure from people demanding the files. Mike Johnson is speaking to the press and says, President Trump, he really feels for these survivors. He's really trying to like get to the bottom of this. And, he was actually an FBI informant to help take down Jeffrey Epstein. And it's just so funny to me that like nobody like asked a fucking follow-up question. They were like, okay, but he said it was a hoax. Okay, but you guys think the FBI is the deep state and that they helped set up January 6th and put fake people in the crowd. And yeah, there was that one time where he said, I've never talked to the FBI. And it's just like, wow, you guys fall for that hook, line, and sinker every time. And today, Mike Johnson came out and said, yeah, no, I actually misspoke. I was actually referring to one of the Epstein victims' lawyers giving out some information about him possibly being an FBI informant. What? Just,
That screamed. Daddy called and said, "You cannot fucking." I don't know why the fuck you said that, but I need you to find some way to take that back. Either just say, I don't know why I said that, or find something. And so he was like, I'm gonna use the victim's lawyer might have got some information from Trump in like 2009. We'll throw that out there.
it's just so funny because from this point on, every time something happens, we're just gonna be like, wait, what? What do you mean by that? Okay, now we have more questions.
Yeah. Follow up to that.
Hold on. Yeah, maybe the traditional mainstream doesn't, but the internet, no, we have many questions.
Let us in
First
there.
being, what the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't make sense. Anywho, it gets worse. The DOJ acting deputy chief went on a fake Tinder date, what have you, with somebody from Project Veritas who normally leans more very right. And he's explaining on the date, yeah, there's thousands of pages of these Epstein files, but yeah, we're just only going to redact the Republicans and we're going to leave all the Democrats in there. Just like we expected. Now, the White House, again, they got blowback for this. Everyone was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you crazy? And they're like, no. Joseph was just repeating what the media was saying. The media did not say that. When in doubt, blame the media. I mean, they have to be talking about us because we said it. We said that they were going to redact the Republicans and just leave Democrats. So
the whiplash is crazy. Like your necks must be hurting from the like whiplash.
Like Maggie,
Every
you
time
guys
it's
don't
like,
feel
no,
dumb.
no, that was taken out of context, though.
No,
It was
what I
taken out of
really meant
context. I really
was,
meant this, even though I didn't say that.
and nobody else said the things that I'm saying.
Yeah, no. The whiplash is crazy.
It's just bad. It's all bad. It's all bad.
We'll be back next week. Another update where we probably won't have the files.
With more lies, whatever week wacky lie they come up with next week.
Yeah, it's insane, but not as insane as this fucking stunt. I'm so surprised how quickly this that I'm about to tell you got just swept under the rug, because this should have been alarm bells everywhere. On September 2nd, Trump ordered a strike on a boat out in the Caribbean, killing 11 alleged Venezuelan drug traffickers. And his team is labeling it justice. But let's be clear, this wasn't like self-defense. There was no reason for this. There definitely wasn't any due process. It was an execution at sea. That's what it was. So obviously, under the US Constitution, due process is guaranteed. It is not for certain people. It is not whenever they feel like it. It is due process for all. They didn't get any of that. Apparently, if they just suspect you of committing a crime, they can do whatever they want. Now, let's talk about the fact that even if they were gang members who are trafficking drugs, that is not a capital crime. That does not land in any circumstance a death sentence. So what? Also, I might add, this was in international waters. And guys, there are international laws. That's why everybody says the last place you want to go missing is on a cruise. Because it is not just the US, FBI that are doing that. International waters is a whole different battlefield. So the UN Charter says countries can't use military force unless it's self-defense and approved by the Security Council. These killings obviously were not self-defense. They weren't even heading towards the US. Like, what?
Just bombing people. Just
Bombing people. Now, I want to note that in the Guardian article, the author said that it does set a precedent for every dictator on Earth to start bombing, parentheses, suspects without trials. And he's right, because not only is this now setting the precedent that Trump can do it, but that any other dictator, Putin, China,
Kim Jong.
yes, they could do it too. And it might just be alleged gang members who traffic drugs today, but tomorrow it could be anyone. They're normalizing this behavior. And Pete Hegseth bragging about it, saying that they have the absolute authority to kill suspected drug dealers, is wild behavior. And JD Vance said it was the highest and best use of military. Best use of military is crazy. And then he got questioned about it on Twitter, being like, hey, what about the Constitution and due process? And he says, I don't give a shit what you call it. Those were his exact words. So he's saying the quiet part out loud, because we always knew they didn't give a shit about due process, but now they're just saying it. Now they don't even care. And everyone just kind of let it slip under the radar. I'm so confused why this wasn't public outrage.
Nope.
I guess everybody's so desensitized. I don't know. It
wasn't on TV, not once.
Just watched, and they posted the video of it.
Mm-hmm. They just murdered 11 people.
Them murdering 11 people.
And just yeah, it's cool. No big deal. They deserved it.
All of us, I can't even say all of us, because I'm why was this swept so under the rug and why aren't people up in arms? But so many people are just so desensitized to everything they're doing. And they're like, of course he would do this. But we're not thinking about the fact that these are human beings they just killed. And now they're saying, well, they're at the bottom of the sea now. What?
Just casual fucking war crimes, in the middle of the week. That's what that is. They're literally just committing war crimes just because. Yeah, that's fine. And then people get mad at us for being excited that he might be dead.
Yeah, why would you wish death? They just killed 11 people.
He's a fucking warmonger.
They're like, well, you're drug dealers. Okay, so they should just die? And you don't even know that. Everything is they suspected. They don't have any proof. Wild.
So they can do that to anybody?
Wild
They can do that
behavior.
to anybody. And I mean, that pretty much leads into the next thing. They renamed the Department of Defense the Department of War. I thought he was the peacetime president.
No wars.
No new wars.
Why would you
That's
rename it
what it
to war
said.
if you weren't gonna send us to war?
I want to hear the spin on that. You don't name a department after war unless you fucking plan on going to war. And oh, look at that.
If
They're
not war,
fucking
why
murdering
worship?
people. You're just murdering people in international waters. You're committing fucking war crimes. You're declaring war on Chicago on a fucking AI True Social post where he's wearing a fucking hat with a Confederate symbol on it.
And he's saying he might just bomb Venezuela. What?
But no new wars.
Okay.
It's not even like that. It's trying to be. It's like you're a Nazi. There's no. Oh well, I didn't know. Oh well, I was bamboo. Like if you're going along with this, you're a Nazi. You stay away. Like that's where we're at with this. He's declaring war. He said Chicago is going to find out why it's called the Department of War. I'm sorry, that's not normal. Why is this something that people are just going along with? Obama wore a tan suit and the country almost burnt down.
Obama
This
existed and the country almost
motherfucker
burnt down.
This
He just
motherfucker
existed.
basically says, I'm going to conquer Chicago.
But Hillary's
And it's
emails.
crickets. It's crickets.
But Joe
So
Biden wasn't supposed to be in office. He wasn't
unbelievable.
cognitively able to do his job, but okay. Okay.
Yeah. Got it.
Got it.
So Chicago's been preparing. JB Pritzker's been talking big dog shit. I'm here for it. Today, Chicago lined up salt trucks to block entry to ICE and the National Guard into Chicago. And I just gotta say, that is the most troll job and defending your state at the same time, because I mean, salt melts ice. Gavin, you might have some competition.
Yeah. That do not
Oh, I'm
find the Stunts
saying.
award. It's going
Okay, so all the people mad about Gavin Newsom, you might a new challenger has entered.
has entered the ring. And he has a lot of money.
JB Pritzker. Billionaire on billionaire crime might start happening. I don't know. We might see the Civil War kick off in Chicago. The police are also getting ICE up out of Chicago along with the civilians. JB Pritzker signed an executive order saying that no police officer is to basically fuck with ICE, period. Like you can't come here. We're not fucking with you. Get the fuck up out of our shit. You're not about to do what you've been doing in other states here.
Megyn Kelly went on and was like, oh, don't, Trump, I don't know why you're doing that.
Was it her or Laura Ingraham?
It was Megyn.
Her too?
Her too, yes. She was like, that's not legal, and you know that. I don't know why you would do that.
The talking heads are turning, eh?
No.
The talking heads are turning.
Not a great week for MAGA.
No.
Well, let's talk about another. I wouldn't even call it. It's not even a win. It's not even a win. Let's unpack this. So the Justice Department has been internally discussing whether it can declare transgender people mentally ill to use that to strip away their Second Amendment rights. This comes after the mass shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic church. But let's fucking talk then. We want to talk about school shootings. Literally 99% of the time, it is a white, straight male. It is almost always white, straight men. But the second that it involves someone who doesn't fit that profile, suddenly it's a national emergency. You need to have internal discussions. And of course, minority groups' rights are on the chopping block. You think doing that's going to stop the school shootings when we all know what the problem is and who the problem is? I thought it was mental health. I thought that was your little spin. But no. No, no. Now let's talk about data. Because if you want to talk about transgender community and what they face, let's talk about it. Because data shows that transgender people are far more likely to be victims of violent crime. Victims of violent crimes done by white, straight men with guns. But the administration doesn't care about that because it doesn't fit their narrative to take guns away from white, straight men. No. Now, where the win comes in is that the NRA came out and said, no.
Plot twist.
They said our guns are inclusive. Everyone gets a gun.
They're rated E for everyone.
We don't want you to ban guns. We want everyone to have a gun. Happy Pride. Go buy a gun. It's not surprising. The NRA, everybody should, in order for them to stay in business, they need to make sure everybody has access to a gun. So, just a reminder, this is 2025 America. Scapegoating marginalized groups is their shtick.
Weekly.
And of course, conservatives treat gun rights like scripture, sacred scripture. If you touch my gun, it's on site. It's my God-given right.
Bars.
But then they're like, but not for them. Not for them. They don't, nope. That's where I draw the line. The Bible says it. Don't ask me where it says it.
Don't ask me to cite it. I don't cite my sources.
So I wouldn't even call it a win that the NRA is like, they're not even standing up for the trans community. They're just saying like,
no,
guys, no, everybody needs to be able to buy a gun so we can stay in business.
Good times.
Meanwhile, we all know what the problem is, and it's just guns in general. And actually, if we just took guns away from straight white men, there'd be a lot of stories.
Utopia.
It's just fucking wild.
It would literally be the meme of the dolphin jumping over in the rainbow.
They would all self-destruct.
Well, another person who doesn't cite sources is the Secretary of the Health and Human Services, RFK. He had a Senate hearing this week, and it was bad. This man did not know the answer to any questions they asked him. He didn't know the answer to anything. Like, he didn't know the answer to anything. They said, oh, do you know how many people died from COVID during the pandemic? He said, nope, I haven't seen the data. They said, you haven't seen the data? You've been the director for 8 months? You haven't. Well, Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
This is the guy that wants to roll back vaccines and, says that they cause autism, and then saying that autism is an issue.
He was like, there were so many COVID deaths. But then they were like, wait, COVID deaths? What about how many deaths related to the vaccine? And he was like, he was they were like, that's not the question that I asked. He just started like ad-libbing.
He asked Raphael Warnock if he was behind Trump's assassination attempt. That's how bad this hearing went. Him saying that had nothing to do with
Bernie was
any
speechless.
of the questions. They were like, yeah, bro, whatever health related question they asked him. And he said, were you part of President Trump's assassination attempt?
Like,
I saw that and I was like, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh no, hell no, to the no.
So
I don't know.
so hard
I
to
don't know
watch.
what to say to this. I don't know what fucking conclusion to draw from this other than like start checking up on your fucking vaccines now before
Everybody get
this
your
fucking
COVID booster.
psycho get your shit boosted now. He's already trying to get rid of it. Okay, the motherfucker that strapped a bear to the hood of his car, a whale to the hood of his car after he killed both of them. Yeah, check in with your primary doctor now, because check in with your children's pediatricians. Please don't listen to these fucking almond moms or these fake ass TikTok doctors.
Raw milk
They don't know
moms.
anything.
Nasty.
No, they're stupid. Okay, you Maha moms, you're fucking idiots. All disrespect.
All disrespect. Catch me in the street with your raw ass
So,
milk.
and please don't listen to RFK. I know some people that listen to him, and I think you're stupid.
It
I
all
think you're very
started
dumb.
because of red dye 40. And all the moms were like, "Oh my god, we don't want that chemical in our food." And then it's like, "Okay, we're just going to believe everything RFK Jr. said cuz he said red dye 40 was bad." We all know it's not great. You shouldn't be just munching on it.
Chugging it.
Just fucking chugging it, buying a block of it, just going to town. You also don't have to buy food that has that in it. That's literally a conscious choice you can make. There's so many foods that are
No.
made without any dyes, but yet you're like, no, he said it, so therefore he knows everything. And
If
I
we
just
can't
need
have
you
it, no one
guys.
can.
The raw milk is crazy work. It's absolutely crazy work.
I say drink it. Drink it. Let natural selection do its thing. Drink it.
No
I don't care.
vaccines, raw milk.
Do it.
Just eat raw chicken. Everything raw.
Do it. Release your inhibitions. Do it. Go for it. I don't care.
Yeah. One thing that we
I
can
love natural
believe
selection.
though is these numbers for jobs. This is karma in straight action. So back in July, we all remember the numbers came out for how many jobs the economy added. It was 187,000 jobs. Not like terrible, but not good, below expectations. And unemployment sat at 4.1%. Then there was a whole meltdown where Trump blamed the Bureau of Labor Statistics head, Erica McIntarfer. I think that's how you pronounce it. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. And saying that she rigged the numbers and fired her on August 1st. Put in his little MAGA buddy, EJ, who's a conservative, oh my God, conservative economist from the Heritage Foundation, of course.
It's an oxymoron.
And that was the replacement. And we all know that he was probably like, hey, these numbers are bad. You come in, rig the numbers to make me look good. Okay. The rollout in August better look so good. And guess what? Numbers came out and the economy added 142,000 jobs. So yeah, firing Erica did not magically make your numbers any better. I don't know if you didn't teach EJ how to rig it in your favor. Unemployment rose to 4.3%, the highest that it's been in over 3 years. And job growth is slowing across the middle class, especially because of the big, beautiful bill, like manufacturing and healthcare. Why? Because we all said these rural hospitals were going to close down. And a lot of manufacturers in the US are suffering because of tariffs. And this is all happening as we just barrel into a government shutdown. So this is really just, how great are we?
If only there was somebody that would have warned us.
Like
That was
somebody somewhere
him.
said the gas prices went down and eggs went down. So we're so great, guys. We're so back.
If only there was another candidate.
Do you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
I just love how he's like, I'm gonna fire this lady, hire my guy, and he's gonna get it
And
done.
I'm good.
And I want to
I'm
know
good.
if EJ was like, I don't need to even rig it. I'll make it better. And then it wasn't. And I already know their excuse is gonna be like, he didn't even get a month to try. Okay, that's just the leftovers from Erica.
EJ, what the fuck? You fucked me, man. What the fuck? These are worse. EJ, these numbers are worse. What the fuck?
So funny. The estimate, guys, was 170,000, and that's after seeing the numbers from July. They lowered they were like, okay, we'll lower the expectation. And he was like, oh, when you go low, we go lower.
And he's from Heritage.
Yeah.
Amazing. Great job. In other warmonger crimes in the past, there was bombshell reporting from the New York Times, but then like after that, it wasn't covered at all. During Trump's first regime, he ordered a SEAL team to basically go do like some reconnaissance and spy on North Korea, basically in, hopes of a regime change, kind of like what they're doing to Venezuela right now. And pretty much like 30 seconds, like into the SEAL team's mission, they run into a boat of fishermen, I believe it was, and they murdered them all. They're like, oh shit, gotta take these people out. And would you look at that? He never got congressional approval. He never told anyone or asked anyone about it. I mean, I, for one, was shocked. And
Boats
it's
now, 2 boats of people that you just
murdered. Like, my thing when I first heard it, I was like, why didn't the opposing campaign just say, hey, this guy is just like murdering people? Like, he's a murderer. Did you know that? He's not getting permission for his murders. He's sending other people to murder for him, and he just doesn't care who he's murdering. And the people that get murdered, he doesn't give a shit. You didn't want to throw that tidbit, because I know people at the top in DC know this, and nobody said anything. And here's my fucking issue: not a single fucking Democrat has said this since, I'm assuming, 2016. It's been fucking 9 years. Nobody said this. Nobody
that's crazy
thought
work.
that this would be something. Maybe if we say this, people might second guess choosing him to be the fucking president. No. And this is why we are getting these grassroots candidates to primary the fuck out of these Dems, because they don't want to fucking say shit either. They're complicit in a lot of bullshit that's going on right now. Cleaning house. That was my rant on that.
That's also the reason why we're doing stuff like this, is because there's also like a whole media and journalists that have that information and could have done crazy exposés and did.
Wild.
So not only did politicians not say anything, but media that could have ran with that didn't. And that is why mainstream media is dying and grassroots politicians are coming in hot. It's like, all right, we'll rewrite the whole fucking thing. We'll
Y'all
start
gotta
giving
go.
you the news as your fellow Joe Schmoes.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Because apparently we can read and dissect an article better than most mainstream media. And they're the ones writing them.
Or other humans, period.
Yeah. Yes, that really did happen. Starting off strong. Rudy Giuliani just won't fucking go away. He is being awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom because he was the best mayor of New York, according to Trump. And I would just like to point out that in Trump's first presidency, he gave the Medal of Freedom to quite a few people. Most of them were golfers. In comparison to Joe Biden, who everybody lost their ever-loving shit when he gave the Medal of Freedom to George Soros and Hillary Clinton, you guys lost your shit. So why aren't you losing your shit for Rudy?
Wait, no,
I'll
why?
wait. I'll wait for the response that you won't give me.
Rhetorical question.
At least it's not another golfer. That's all I have to say. Come on, Mandani.
That part.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. And then we've already talked about it, but apparently Trump was a undercover super spy for the FBI. Oh wait, never mind. Might be. He's not.
No, we won't. JK.
You misunderstood what I said because I said what I said, and you took that
And it
literally.
didn't work. It didn't work, so I took
Super spy. Okay.
super spy.
Got it. He spends his time running from the FBI. Why would he give them any information? Why would he call
And
them
that would
up
also
and be like, hey,
mean that they acknowledge he's a criminal.
it's not fucking true. My favorite. So Trump got a gift while he was in the Oval Office signing stuff. He got a gift and it was just a US flag. And he was like, I'm going to use that at night. And they were like, sir, that's not a blanket. That's just a flag. It's just a US flag.
Such
And
an
they were all
old man thing
laughing
to
because
say.
I think they're just I think that's like their coping mechanism. I don't know if they're like, we all laugh, then we're actually laughing at him, but it looks like we're like, haha, funny joke, right? But the problem is that the dementia is so far gone that he doesn't even acknowledge anything that happened. I think to this day he still thinks it's a blanket. I think at night he was like, hey, that blanket. Because he didn't even react. He wasn't even like, ah ha ha. He just kept doing what he was doing. And everybody was like, yeah, he's so funny.
Everyone's like, okay, grandpa.
Yeah. But one thing that was undeniable and is so funny, Trump goes to the US Open, and before he even gets there, they tell the broadcasters that they need to censor the reactions to Trump because they already know, based on all of his public appearances since he's became president, it just doesn't go well for him when he goes anywhere in public where there is a crowd. They're like, censor that, okay? Good. Well, he shows up and the entire place is just booing him. They couldn't even censor it. There was nobody to cut to. They should have just cut to commercial, but they just kept it rolling on him, and all you can hear is all the boos. So then what comes out is everybody else's recordings of what's actually happening and all the reactions, which everybody's like, we have to record because we know that the news is just going to overlay cheering. So now anytime he's somewhere, we need to all record on our phones so you can hear what actually happened. And it's just all booing him relentlessly.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
But probably one that might be a little tearjerker, guys. He was feeling a little left out. On his own little island, he was left out of the dictator meet and greet at China's military parade. He didn't get to go. So all of his buddies were there. He even told them to say hi to Putin for him.
That military parade looked wild. It looked fire compared to his shitty ass military parade. They were in unison. The tanks were going. They had the fucking bombers, stealth fighters
Compared to
pulling
the
up.
squeaky wheel is
The squeaky wheel and the dude holding
I
the
just know
drone.
he was watching it just raging.
Yeah, from his hospital bed, because he was definitely in a hospital bed that weekend.
Everyone in the comments were like, oh, we're not fighting them. He sent us to war with China.
We're done.
We're cooked. We are so
done. We're done. We're losing easily in a day. First round knockout.
But it does, he was left out of the dictator meet and greet. He didn't get to go. And so he's taking it out on us.
How are you so bad at being evil that you get left out of
the
being part of the new
meet and
axis
greet?
of evil? Like, wow.
Because you messed with China.
Wow. That's where we're at. So thanks for listening. Thanks for bearing with us if you were really craving for that episode last week. We had to get our shit together.
We just needed a minute.
Yeah, that's it. Just needed a minute from the hostile government takeover. So please follow us on all of our socials, subscribe to this channel, Spotify, Substack, follow us on Instagram, Blue Sky, Skylight. TikTok is our main, but they have new community guidelines coming in on September 13th. They are really loving banning left-leaning liberal creators right now, so we don't know what the fuck is going to happen. So
We don't.
follow all of other things. Yeah. So if you like listening to us, if you fuck with these grassroots candidate interviews, please subscribe to us on all of our other things, and we will be back next week with episode 23, and then we will have another grassroots candidate episode Thursday.
I know. We're trying to get them all the way through the end of October for you guys.
Yeah. We're talking to some people.
Yes, we're very excited.
Some good ones.
Also, our little plug, the People's Sick Day. If you have not joined, I don't know what to tell you. We come here every week with this shit. Every week.
Every week.
And I'm once again asking you to go to thepeoplesickday.com and just join freaking Discord. Okay, guys? Let's get this done. We could get this done. Doesn't that sound beautiful? We could wait for this man to die, or we could just do the People's Sick Day, list our demands, done and done. It
can be done.
I'm not understanding what the holdup is. That's my
I don't know.
My final dying wish as I
honor her wishes. The general strike. Do it.
Do it. Join us. That's all.
And if you don't, we'll find you.
Yeah. If you don't, I really don't know what to tell you. Have a good week, guys. We will see you next week, and hopefully I won't be dying. Bye.
Goodbye.